Before we hop into the video, we are doing a giveaway. We're giving away $1,000 worth of Amazon gift cards and an iPhone 11 Pro. To enter, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment down below something interesting that you found in the video. And to better your chances, come back to future videos that we release and do the same thing over there.
Professional basketball, perhaps more than any other profession on earth, depends a lot on your genetics. Either you're born with the DNA to grow well over 6 feet tall, leap 40 plus inches off the ground, and palm a basketball, or you're not. If you come from one of the rare gene pools that produce this kind of physique, your chances of being an excellent basketball player are enormously higher. However, making it all the way to the NBA is still incredibly unlikely, and even if you manage to make it, the likelihood that you will have a standout career still depends on a number of shaky variables. This means that 2 or more people can come out of the same basketball-friendly gene pool and still have wildly different careers. And believe it or not, this happens a lot more often than you might think. Here are 7 NBA brothers you probably didn't know existed. Drew, Justin, and Aaron Holiday. Drew Holiday has been a standout player for several NBA teams in recent years, most notably the Philadelphia 76ers and the New Orleans Pelicans. Holiday even made the All-Star team in 2013. It's clear that he's having an unusually successful career in the NBA so far, but what you may have never realized is that Drew Holiday has not 1, but 2 brothers who are also playing in the NBA right now. In fact, both of his brothers, Justin and Aaron, currently play together for the Indiana Pacers. Justin is a year older than Drew, while Aaron is about 6 years younger than Drew. All 3 of them attended the same high school in Los Angeles, California, where they undoubtedly left a family legacy in a basketball gym. Being the oldest, Justin was the first brother to start playing professionally, but it wasn't in the NBA at first. After going undrafted in 2011, Justin played a season overseas in Belgium and later in Hungary. Justin never managed to find a stable home in the NBA until the 2014-2015 season, where he had the good fortune to find a spot on the bench roster of the Golden State Warriors, right at the start of that meteoric rise to NBA history. This earned Justin a championship ring. He has since played for a number of other teams in both the Eastern and Western conferences before ending up at his current home in Indiana. Aaron Holiday was drafted by the Indiana Pacers in 2018 after 3 years playing for UCLA, the same school as his older brother Drew. Aaron is several inches shorter than his older brothers, but despite being just 6 feet tall, he has a reputation as an excellent defender and has so far spent his entire career as a crucial asset of Indiana's lineup. Goran and Zoran Dragic. Goran Dragic became even more famous than usual this past year when, alongside Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, the Miami Heat made an expert baffling run all the way to the NBA Finals. More baffling is the fact that most people are unaware he has a brother who also plays professional basketball and used to be his teammate. Zoran Dragic is the younger brother of Goran. Both grew up in Slovenia and played in the EuroLeague before the NBA. While Goran was drafted in 2008, it wasn't until 2014 that Zoran signed a 2-year contract with the Phoenix Suns to play alongside his older brother. In 2015, both brothers were traded from Phoenix to Miami, but Zoran was quickly sent to the D-League and he returned to the EuroLeague not long after that. He currently plays in Spanish ACB League. Giannis, Kostas, and Thanasis Antetokounmpo. 2-time MVP, 4-time All-Star, and 2020 Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis Antetokounmpo is well on his way to the Hall of Fame. So it's no wonder why most people aren't aware that he has 2 brothers who are also in the NBA today. In fact, one of his brothers plays on the Bucks with him. Thanasis Antetokounmpo has been a bench role player in Milwaukee since 2019. Prior to this, Thanasis played for several years in the EuroLeague and even had a brief stint on the New York Knicks after being drafted with the 51st pick back in 2014. Kostas Antetokounmpo may be several years younger than his older brothers, but he has something neither of them do: a championship ring. Kostas was drafted by the 76ers in 2018, but ended up signing a 2-way contract with the Mavericks the following year. After being waived by Dallas in early 2019, Kostas signed a new 2-way contract with the Lakers. This meant that when LeBron and AD led LA to the NBA championship in 2020, Kostas became the first Greek player ever to wear an NBA championship ring. Dominique and Gerald Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins is one of the most well-known NBA players of all time. The Hall of Famer earned the nickname the Human Highlight Reel after spending most of the 80s and 90s dunking on everybody in spectacular fashion. The image of number 21 on the Atlanta Hawks soaring towards the basket to posterize some unlucky defender is one of the most iconic in the history of the sport. But amazingly, unbeknownst to most basketball fans, Dominique Wilkins also had a younger brother who played with him in the NBA. Gerald Wilkins was drafted by the New York Knicks in 1985, where he played alongside Patrick Ewing during one of the best periods in Knicks Knicks basketball history. In fact, Wilkins was one of the best players on the team, consistently trailing only Ewing himself in scoring. He even competed in 2 dunk contests along with his older brother Dominique. Although Dominique had won in 1985 and would win again in 1990, in 1986 and 1987, both brothers lost, first to Spud Webb, then to Michael Jordan. In the early 90s, Gerald moved on to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, on just one of the different talented teams whose hopes were continually ruined by Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. His career unfortunately soon became plagued by injuries, and it wasn't until 1999, at the very end of both of their careers, that Dominique and Gerald finally got to play together on Orlando Magic. Both retired shortly after this symbolic reunion. Klay, Michael, and Tracy Thompson. Most people know Klay Thompson as the championship-winning, record-breaking splash brother to Steph Curry. Many are shocked to learn that Klay is also the brother of 2 other professional athletes. Klay's older brother Michael had a brief stint in the NBA playing for the Cavaliers back in 2011 and 2012. After this, Michael played in the D-League for the same franchise as his younger brother Klay, winning the D-League championship with the Santa Cruz Warriors in 2015. Later that same year, Michael traveled to Italy and played basketball professionally overseas before returning to Santa Cruz and continuing his career with the Warriors. Klay's younger brother Tracy attended the same Catholic high school in Los Angeles as his 2 older brothers. But whereas both Michael and Klay played basketball, Tracy chose to play baseball instead. Despite being the son of a 2-time NBA champion and the kid brother of 2 extremely gifted basketball players, Tracy managed to blow everyone away by excelling at a totally different sport. As an outfielder, Tracy stood out so much in high school that he landed the opportunity to play baseball for the UCLA Bruins, and in 2009, he was drafted into the major leagues by the Chicago White Sox. Thompson has also played for the Oakland A's and the Los Angeles Dodgers. It is rare enough that a professional athlete will father a child who also grows up to be a professional athlete. It's even more rare that an NBA champion like Michael Thompson would raise a son who would also become an NBA champion, as Klay Thompson has now done 3 times. When you add on top of all of this that Michael Thompson and his wife Julie not only raised the NBA champion, but another NBA player and a professional baseball player, you start to wonder whether the Thompson family might be the most athletically gifted family on earth. Horace and Harvey Grant. Horace Grant is one of the NBA's household names, and you could argue he got there the same way Ringo Starr or John Oates did. He played alongside the best talent in the game. However, even though Horace is the only widely known player in this family, he isn't the only Grant to have made it into the NBA. In fact, he isn't even the only person with his unique genetic code. Harvey Grant is Horace Grant's identical twin. Both brothers were born on July 4th, 1965 in Augusta, Georgia. Both brothers attended Hancock Central High School, where they both played basketball, and both brothers then attended Clemson University and played together there as well. This must have been confusing for opponents, not to mention their teammates. However, after 1 year of playing for Clemson, Harvey transferred to the University of Oklahoma. Despite being identical twins, Horace grew to be 6'10", while Harvey grew to be only 6'8". Horace was drafted by Chicago in 1987, but Harvey wasn't drafted until a year later when the Washington Bullets picked him in the first round. These 2 identical twins showed more than ever how much sheer luck is involved in NBA greatness. Horace was ultimately lucky enough to be selected by a team which, in just a few years, became one of the greatest dynasties in basketball history. Meanwhile, Harvey never found a permanent team and never won an NBA championship. Kevin Durant, Tony Pratt, and Rayvon Pratt. It's hard to think of NBA players who are more famous or successful than Kevin Durant. He's won every kind of accolade an athlete could dream of, created a signature shoe, and made hundreds of millions of dollars. Yet, amazingly, Durant actually has 2 brothers that very few people know about. One of the reasons this is so widely unknown is because very little information even exists about Durant's siblings. The family was raised by their mother, Wanda Durant, in a poor neighborhood near Washington, D.C. Durant's brother Tony played basketball in college and is more frequently seen alongside Durant than his other siblings. However, Durant's other brothers, Rayvon, is virtually invisible to the public eye. We know he exists somewhere, but we have no idea what he's up to or what his relationship with Kevin is like. Perhaps Rayvon, like other family members of famous people, chose to stay away from the spotlight and scrutiny in order to enjoy his life with more freedom. But without more information, we can only guess. Thanks for watching the video, and we hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon, and leave us a comment if there are any NBA brothers we missed. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.